Dr. Jun Kim was looking through his telescope when the night sky lit up. A massive ship appeared above Earth, bigger than anything humans had ever built. He dropped his coffee mug. It shattered on the floor, but he didn't notice. "Is this real?" he whispered. Across the world, people watched the sky in fear and wonder. The ship hung silently over Earth for 3 days. News channels showed nothing else. World leaders met in emergency sessions. Military forces went on high alert. On the 4th day, the ship sent a message to every TV, radio, and digital device on Earth. "People of Earth, we come in peace. We are the Galactic Council, a union of 87 space-traveling species. We have watched your world for centuries. The time has come to welcome you to the galactic community." Dr. Kim was eating dinner when his phone rang. "Dr. Kim, this is the president. We need you in Seoul immediately." 6 hours later, Dr. Kim sat in a room with world leaders and top scientists. His hands shook slightly. "Why me?" he asked. "Your work in quantum physics is revolutionary," said the president. "The aliens specifically asked for you by name." The next day, Dr. Kim entered a special meeting room. A beam of light appeared, and a tall, blue-skinned being stepped forward. "I am Dale, representative of the Galactic Council," the alien said in perfect Korean. "Your quantum theories impressed us, Dr. Kim." "Thank you," Dr. Kim said, trying to keep his voice steady. "Why have you come now? Your species has reached a critical point. You have great potential, but also great danger. The Council has voted to offer Earth provisional membership." Screens around the room showed beautiful alien worlds, advanced technology, and peaceful alien societies. "This could be Earth's future," Dale said. "However, there are conditions." The screens changed to show Earth with restrictions. Limited space travel, technology guidelines, resource usage rules. "Humans are considered volatile," Dale explained. "You must prove yourselves worthy of full membership." Dr. Kim frowned. "These restrictions seem severe." "They are necessary. Your species is young and unpredictable." For the next week, Dr. Kim worked with world leaders to negotiate better terms. Some progress was made, but the Council remained firm on key restrictions. "They treat us like children," Colonel Hannah Park said during a private meeting. The military strategist had been assigned to work with Dr. Kim. "They fear us," Dr. Kim replied. "I'm not sure why." The final agreement was announced to the world. Earth would join the Galactic Council with provisional status. Humans would gain access to some alien technology, medical advances, and trade opportunities. In return, Earth accepted limitations on space exploration and certain technological developments. Public reaction was mixed. Many celebrated this new era of possibility. Others protested the restrictions. 1 month after first contact, Dr. Kim moved into his new office at the newly built Galactic Embassy in Seoul. Colonel Park joined his team, along with engineer Ta Jin, diplomat Su Min, and quantum computing expert Dr. Wu Bin. "We have much to learn," Dr. Kim told his team as they looked up at the alien ship still visible in the sky. "But I think the Council has much to learn about humans, too." As he spoke, a message arrived on his new alien communication device. "What does it say?" asked Su Min. Dr. Kim read the message, his face growing serious. "The Galactic Council has issued a challenge to Earth. We must compete in a series of trials against other new member species." He looked up at his team. "If we fail, Earth will be permanently classified as a second-class world." Colonel Park smiled. "Then we won't fail." None of them knew that the Council had designed these trials expecting humans to fail. The greatest powers in the galaxy were about to make a very big mistake. 6 months after first contact, Dr. Kim stood before the World Council in the new Global Unity building in Seoul. Leaders from every nation watched him nervously. "The Galactic Council has given us details of their challenge," Dr. Kim said. "We must compete in 4 trials against 3 other new species." He showed images of the other competitors. The bird-like Exori with their 4 wings, the massive rock-skinned meridians, and the jellyfish-shaped vril who floated in the air. "What happens if we lose?" asked the American president. "Earth becomes a permanent resource world," Dr. Kim said quietly. "We would mine our planet for the Council and never be allowed to develop advanced space travel." The room filled with angry voices. "And if we refuse to participate?" asked the Chinese premier. "The Council will leave Earth. We lose all alien technology and medical treatments, and they would put a barrier around our solar system. We would be alone and trapped." The room went silent. Later that day, Dr. Kim met with his team. Colonel Hannah Park paced the room, her face serious. "This isn't a fair competition," she said. "The other species have advantages. The Xori can fly. The Meridians can survive in almost any environment." Ta Jin, the young engineer, looked up from his tablet. "The Council gave us information about the trials. The first is a knowledge test. The second tests survival skills. The third is about unity. And the fourth is combat." Dr. Wu Bin, the quantum computing expert, adjusted his glasses. "I study Council technology. Their science is advanced, but they think differently than humans. This could be our advantage." Su Min, the diplomat, nodded. "I've been meeting with representatives from the other species. The Xori are proud and don't think much of humans. The Meridians are friendly but slow to make decisions. The Vril barely acknowledge our existence." Dr. Kim looked at his team. "Everyone thinks we will fail. The Council, the other species, even some humans doubt us. Then we'll surprise them," said Colonel Park with a smile. The next day, Dr. Kim's team boarded a shuttle to the Council's massive ship. It was their first time leaving Earth. Through the window, their blue planet looked small and fragile. Inside the Council ship, aliens of all shapes and sizes moved through wide halls. Some had many legs, others floated, and some rolled like wheels. Dr. Kim's team tried not to stare. A tall green alien with 4 arms approached them. "I am Krell, your guide for the trials. Follow me to meet the High Council." They entered a massive round room. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in rising circles. At the center was a platform where 5 aliens sat. These were the High Council leaders. The one in the middle stood. This was Vex, the Council overseer. He had silver skin and completely black eyes. "Humans," Vex said, his voice cold. "Your species is young and violent." Many Council members questioned admitting Earth at all. "These trials will determine if you deserve a place among civilized worlds." Colonel Park whispered to Dr. Kim, "He's already decided we'll fail." Dr. Kim stepped forward. "Earth accepts your challenge. We may be young, but humans are resourceful and determined. We will earn our place." Several Council members laughed quietly. As they left the chamber, Krell said quietly, "No new species has passed all 4 trials in over 300 years. There's always a first time," Ta Jin replied. That night, in their quarters on the Council ship, Dr. Kim gathered his team. "The first trial begins tomorrow. The Council expects us to fail." He looked at each of them. "Let's prove them wrong." What the Council didn't know was that humans had been overcoming impossible odds throughout their history. Challenging Earth would be the Galactic Council's biggest mistake. The first trial took place in a huge dome filled with strange machines. Each species had their own area with screens and control panels. Council members watched from above. "Welcome to the Knowledge Trial," announced Vex. "You must solve 5 scientific problems using Council technology. You have 6 hours." Dr. Kim and his team approached their station. The screens lit up with the first problem. "Design a faster-than-light engine using Council physics." "This is a test of how well we understand their science," said Dr. Wu Bin, studying the strange symbols. "They expect us to follow their methods." Dr. Kim frowned. "But their approach is different from our quantum theories." He thought for a moment. "Let's solve it our way instead." For 2 hours, they worked on the engine design. The other species moved quickly through their problems. especially the Xori, who seemed to know all the answers already. Colonel Park noticed this. They're too confident. I think they've seen these tests before. The second problem was about alien biology. The third involved complex mathematics. For each one, the human team found their own unique solutions. On the fourth problem, creating a planetary shield system, Ta Jin had a breakthrough. Their design wastes energy, he said excitedly. If we use Earth's approach to conservation, we can make it 30% more efficient. Dr. Kim smiled. Do it. As they worked on the final problem, Dr. Kim noticed some council members whispering and pointing at their screens. They looked surprised. Time is complete, announced Vex after 6 hours. Results will be evaluated. The teams waited in a large room. The bird-like Xori stood apart, looking down at the humans. The rock-skinned Meridians sat quietly. The floating Vril pulsed different colors. Krell entered the room. The results are ready. Please return to the main dome. Back in the dome, Vex stood at the center. We have reviewed your solutions. The Xori completed all problems correctly following council methods. They received first rank. The Xori leader, with bright red feathers, bowed proudly. The Meridians completed 4 problems correctly. The Vril completed 3. Both followed standard council approaches. Vex turned to the humans with a cold stare. The humans completed all 5 problems, but used non-standard methods. This is concerning. Dr. Kim stepped forward. Did our solutions work? That is not. Vex began. I believe that is exactly the point, interrupted a small council member with blue skin. The human solutions not only worked, but their engine design and shield system showed unexpected efficiency. Murmurs spread through the council members. We award humans second rank, Vex announced, sounding displeased. While their solutions functioned, they failed to follow council scientific tradition. As they left the dome, Dr. Kim's team was approached by the blue council member. I am Tula, she said. Your approach to the shield problem was fascinating. How did you think of it? On Earth, we must be careful with resources, explained Ta Jin. We learn to do more with less. Tula's eyes widened. Interesting. Perhaps there is something to learn from your young species after all. Later, in their quarters, the team celebrated their second-place finish. Not bad for primitives, Colonel Park said with a laugh. Vex was not happy, noted Sumin. He expected us to fail or follow their lead exactly. Dr. Wu Bin studied the trial results on his tablet. The Xori finished too quickly. Their answers matched council textbooks perfectly. You think the trial was rigged? Asked Dr. Kim. I think we need to watch the Xori carefully, replied Colonel Park, and be ready for anything in the next trial. What none of them knew was that their unique solutions had already caused concern among certain council members. Humans were not behaving as expected, and that made them dangerous. 3 days after the knowledge trial, the teams gathered in a large hangar filled with small spaceships. The endurance trial tests your ability to survive, announced Vex. Each team will be taken to Barrows, a desert moon. You must survive for 14 Earth days with basic supplies. You will be monitored but not helped. Colonel Park examined the supply packs they were given. A small water purifier, basic tools, emergency rations for 3 days, and a medical kit. This isn't much, she said. Humans require regular water and food, said Vex with a cold smile. Other species are more adaptable. This will be challenging for you. The teams boarded separate ships. During the flight, Dr. Kim studied the information about Barrows. Hot days, cold nights, little water, dangerous dust storms, he read. The council thinks our fragile bodies can't handle this. They've never seen humans camping, said Colonel Park with a smile. She had led survival missions in the harshest places on Earth. Their ship landed on a flat area surrounded by red sand dunes. The air was hot and dry. 2 pale suns hung in the orange sky. We need shelter first, said Colonel Park. Ta Jin, Can you help me?" While they worked on shelter, Dr. Kim and Dr. Wu Bin explored nearby. Su Min sorted their supplies. By nightfall, Colonel Park and Ta Jin had built an impressive shelter using the ship's shadow, tools, and local materials. It would protect them from both the heat and the coming cold night. "Now we need water," said Colonel Park. "Our purifier is good, but we need to find water first." Dr. Wu Bin had an idea. "The temperature drops quickly at night. We can collect morning dew if we set up the right system." Ta Jin worked through the night, building a water collection system around their shelter. By morning, they had collected 2 liters of clean water. "This will work," said Dr. Kim. "Let's improve it each day." On the 4th day, a terrible dust storm hit the moon. Inside their well-built shelter, the human team was safe. When the storm cleared, they saw the Meridian camp had been destroyed. The rock-like aliens were struggling in the open. "We should help them," said Su Min. "The council might see that as weakness," warned Dr. Wu Bin. "Or they might see it as strength," replied Dr. Kim. "Let's go." They brought water and helped the Meridians rebuild their camp. The large, slow aliens were surprised but grateful. "Humans help enemies?" asked Krun, the Meridian leader. "We don't see you as enemies," replied Su Min. "We all face the same challenge. Perhaps we can learn from each other." Krun taught them how to find certain crystals in the sand that held moisture. In return, the humans shared their water collection design. On the 10th day, a council ship flew over the camps to check on the teams. The Xori were doing well with their light bodies and ability to fly above the heat. The Vril struggled in the dry air but survived. The Meridians and humans were not just surviving but thriving. Vex's voice came through their communication device. "Humans, you are expected to fail by now. Your cooperation with Meridians is unusual." "Humans have always survived by working together," replied Dr. Kim, "even with those who are different from us." When the 14 days ended, all teams were collected. The Xori looked tired but healthy. The Vril had lost some members. The Meridians were strong. The human team was sunburned, but otherwise in good shape. "The endurance trial results are clear," announced Vex reluctantly. The Xori rank first for their efficient use of natural advantages. Humans rank second for their unexpected adaptability and impressive resource management. As they returned to the council ship, Krun the Meridian approached Dr. Kim's team. "Humans have earned Meridian respect," he said in his deep voice. "We will remember your help." Colonel Park smiled. "I think we just made our first alien friends." The council members watched this exchange with surprise. Humans were proving to be much more than the primitive, selfish species they had expected. 1 week after the endurance trial, the teams gathered in a large, circular room. In the center was a strange machine with 4 stations. "The Unity trial tests how well your species works together," explained Vex. "Each team must solve a complex problem that requires perfect cooperation." The machine lit up, showing a model of a planet with red spots. "This represents a world facing the deadly virus," continued Vex. "You must create a cure and delivery system while managing limited resources. All team members must agree on every decision." The teams moved to their stations. Dr. Kim looked at the problem data. "This is a test of politics as much as science," he said. "We need to work together perfectly." Each team member had control over different resources. Dr. Kim handled research. Dr. Wu Bin managed technology. Colonel Park controlled security. Ta Jin worked with engineering. And Su Min coordinated everything. At first, they made good progress. Dr. Kim and Dr. Wu Bin quickly understood the virus. Ta Jin designed an efficient delivery system. Colonel Park created a security plan to protect the cure. Then they hit a problem. "We don't have enough resources for everyone," said Su Min, looking at their options. "We must choose which regions get the cure first." Colonel Park wanted to focus on key cities. Dr. Kim thought rural areas needed help first. Dr. Wu Bin suggested a lottery system. They began to argue. The other teams were having similar problems. The Tories seemed to make quick decisions, but some team members looked unhappy. The Meridians discussed everything slowly. The Vril changed colors rapidly, showing stress. Su Min watched the council members observing them. "I think this is the real test," she said. "They want to see how we handle disagreement." Dr. Kim nodded. "On Earth, nations often struggle to work together. The council probably expects us to fail at this." Su Min called a team meeting away from their station. "We need a new approach. Instead of fighting over who gets what, let's create a system where resources are shared based on need. Like triage in medicine," said Dr. Kim. "Those in most danger get help first, regardless of where they are. And we can design the delivery system to reach multiple areas at once," added Ta Jin. For the next 2 hours, they worked on this new plan. Each person contributed their expertise. When disagreements arose, they listened to each other and found middle ground. Meanwhile, the Xori leader was forcing her team to follow her plan. 2 Meridians had stopped working completely. The Vril seemed confused. Finally, time was called. "Show us your solutions," ordered Vex. Each team presented their work. The Xori had a working solution, but it only protected certain areas. The Meridians had a fair plan but hadn't finished it. The Vril had created something beautiful but impractical. Su Min presented the human solution. "Our plan ensures that the cure reaches all areas based on medical need, not politics or wealth. Everyone contributes resources for the common good." The council members whispered among themselves. "How did you resolve your disagreements?" asked Tula, the blue council member who had shown interest in humans before. "We listened to each other," replied Su Min. "We have different opinions, but we found common ground in our shared values. We believe every life has worth." This caused more whispers. One tall council member, Krell, seemed particularly interested. "The results are clear," announced Vex, looking displeased. "The Xori rank first for efficiency. Humans rank second for fairness and cooperation." After the announcement, Krell approached Dr. Kim privately. "Your species is unusual," he said quietly. "You maintain your individuality while working together. Many council members find this interesting." "It's how we've survived on Earth," Dr. Kim replied. "Unity doesn't mean we all think the same way." As they left, Dr. Kim noticed Vex watching them with cold eyes. "We've surprised them again," said Colonel Park. "And I don't think Vex is happy about it." What they didn't know was that not all council members shared Vex's opinion. Some were beginning to see humans in a new light, and that was making Vex nervous. 2 days before the final trial, Ta Jin was working late in their quarters. He was testing some council technology when his screen flickered strangely. "That's odd," he muttered. He typed quickly, trying to find the cause. Suddenly, a hidden file opened. It contained messages between Vex and someone called the Elder Circle. Ta Jin's eyes widened as he read. He quickly called the others. "You need to see this," he said when everyone arrived. They gathered around his screen as he showed them the messages. "The trials are rigged," said Colonel Park, her face dark with anger. "They never intended to give Earth a fair chance." The messages showed that Vex and a secret group called the Elder Circle had designed the trials to make certain species fail. Earth was on a list of potentially dangerous species that needed to be contained. "They fear us," said Dr. Kim. "But why?" Dr. Wu Bin pointed to one message. "Look at this. They're worried about our rapid development pace and unpredictable innovation. They think we might advance too quickly. And we're not the only ones," added Su Min. "The Meridians are on this list too. So are 12 other species we haven't met." "The Xori are their favorites," said Ta Jin, showing another message. "They've been given the test answers in advance." Colonel Park paced the room. "This explains everything. The Council isn't looking for worthy species. They're keeping down anyone who might challenge them someday." "What do we do?" asked Ta Jin. "If we accuse them without proof, They'll just deny it. They all looked at Dr. Kim. He was quiet for a long time. We beat them at their own game, he finally said. The final trial is tomorrow. It's about combat tactics. They'll be watching to see if we're too aggressive or too weak. Either way, they expect us to fail. So we show them something they don't expect, said Colonel Park with a smile. They worked through the night, planning their move. In the morning, Krell came to escort them to the final trial. You look tired, he said, studying their faces. Just nervous, replied Su Min with a polite smile. As they walked, Dr. Kim moved close to Krell. Can I ask you something? He said quietly. Does the name Elder Circle mean anything to you? Krell stopped walking. His eyes showed surprise and then worry. Where did you hear that name? He whispered. We found some interesting messages, said Dr. Kim, about how certain species are being set up to fail. Krell looked around nervously. Be careful. The Elder Circle has existed for thousands of years. They believe only certain species should have power in the galaxy. And you? Asked Dr. Kim. What do you believe? I believe the Council has become corrupt, Krell said. Many of us do, but we have no proof. We might have proof, said Dr. Kim, but we need help to share it safely. Krell thought for a moment. There is a way. During the final trial, all council members will be watching. If you could broadcast your evidence then. Can you help us? Asked Dr. Kim. Krell hesitated, then nodded. What the Elder Circle is doing is wrong. I will help you. They continued walking, now with a dangerous new plan. In their preparation room, Colonel Park looked at her team. This is risky, she said. If we fail, Earth could be punished severely. And if we do nothing, we accept being second class forever, replied Dr. Kim. Along with every other species they've decided to keep down. Tajin was working quickly on a small device. This will connect to their main system during the trial, he explained. When we give the signal, it will broadcast the messages to everyone. Dr. Wu Bin looked worried. The Elder Circle has existed for thousands of years. They won't be defeated easily. Maybe not, said Dr. Kim. But today, they'll learn that challenging Earth was their big mistake. As they prepared to enter the final trial chamber, they knew everything was at stake, not just for Earth, but for the future of the galaxy. The final trial took place in a giant room that could change its shape. All council members watched from high seats. The 4 competing teams stood at different corners. The combat trial tests your tactical thinking and ethical choices, announced Vex. Each team will command virtual forces in battle. You must defeat your enemies while following galactic war rules. Each team stepped onto a platform that rose into the air. Screens appeared around them, showing a virtual battlefield with mountains, forests, and cities. Your goal is to capture the central fortress, explained Vex. You may fight each other or form alliances. Begin. Dr. Kim studied the map while Colonel Park analyzed their virtual forces. Our troops are weaker than the others, said Colonel Park, and the fortress is designed to be impossible to capture without breaking war rules. So they want us to either lose or cheat, said Dr. Kim. That's the trap. The Kori immediately attacked the Vril with full force. The Meridians moved slowly, securing their position. The human team did something unexpected. They didn't move at all. What are the humans doing? Asked Tula from her council seat. Meanwhile, Dr. Wu Bin was typing quickly on a hidden device. Almost ready, he whispered. I'm accessing the simulation code. Ta Jin had his small broadcasting device ready. When you give the signal, everyone will see the Elder Circle messages. On the battlefield, the Tori destroyed most of the Vril forces using tactics that violated war rules. The Council did nothing. The Meridians were fighting defensively. Now, said Dr. Kim. Dr. Wu Bin pressed a button. Suddenly, the battlefield changed. Hidden traps and obstacles disappeared. Secret advantages given to the Xori became visible to all. Vex stood up in shock. Stop the simulation. We can't, said a technician. Someone has changed the program. Colonel Park smiled and began moving their forces. Without the hidden traps, the human team advanced quickly using clever tactics that stayed within all ethical rules. "What is happening?" demanded Vex. "It seems the humans have leveled the playing field," said Krell calmly. The Hori were confused without their secret advantages. The Meridians saw what was happening and began to coordinate with the humans. Together, they pushed toward the fortress. Ta-Jin waited for Dr. Kim's signal. When the human forces reached the center of the map, Dr. Kim nodded. Ta-Jin activated his device. Suddenly, all screens in the room changed. The Elder Circle messages appeared, visible to everyone. Council members gasped as they read. "The new species must be controlled. The trials are designed to keep them weak. The HFY will help us maintain order." Another message showed, "Earth is especially dangerous. Their creativity and independence threaten our system. They must be contained." The room erupted in chaos. Many council members stood up, shouting questions. The Meridian team looked at the humans with new understanding. Vex was furious. "This is treason. Guards, arrest the humans." "Wait," called Tula, standing. "Is this true, Vex? Has the Elder Circle been rigging these trials?" Before Vex could answer, other council members joined in, demanding explanations. Krell spoke loudly. "I move for an immediate investigation of the Elder Circle and these claims." Many council members shouted agreement. On the battlefield, despite the chaos, Colonel Park kept their forces moving. The human team, along with the Meridians, reached the fortress and captured it. The first time any team had ever completed the final trial within the rules. As guards approached the human team, Krell and several other council members blocked their way. "The humans have revealed corruption in our midst," said Krell. "They deserve to be heard, not arrested." Vex looked around at the angry council members. His plan was falling apart. For the first time, he looked afraid. Dr. Kim stepped forward. "We came here to earn Earth's place in the galaxy. Instead, we found a system that keeps many species down. This is your mistake, Vex. You thought we would play by your corrupt rules. You didn't understand humans at all." The main council chamber was filled with angry voices. Hundreds of representatives from different species argued about the shocking messages. At the center stood Dr. Kim and his team, surrounded by guards who didn't know if they should arrest them or protect them. Vex tried to regain control. "These humans have hacked our systems. They cannot be trusted." "And what about these messages?" asked a tall council member. "Can we trust you, Vex?" More arguments broke out. The HFY team stood alone, avoided by others. The Meridians moved closer to the humans in a show of support. Su Min whispered to Dr. Kim, "This is chaos. We need to give them direction." Dr. Kim nodded and stepped forward. The room gradually grew quiet. "Council members," he began, "we did not come here to cause trouble. Earth only wants fair treatment. But what we found was a system designed to keep many species down." "How did you access these private messages?" demanded Vex. Ta-Jin spoke up. "Your security had a weakness. I found it by accident. But the real question is, why do these messages exist at all?" Dr. Wu Bin added, "And we discovered something else. The Elder Circle has been holding back technology from many worlds, not just Earth." This caused another uproar. Dr. Kim raised his hands for quiet. "We have proof," he said. "During our time here, we developed a quantum communication system that could bypass your security. That's how we sent the messages to all screens." "Impossible," shouted Vex. "Your species doesn't have that technology." "We didn't," said Dr. Wu Bin, "until we studied your systems and improved them." This statement shocked the council. A species improving their technology so quickly was exactly what the Elder Circle feared. Tula moved to the center of the room. "I call for a vote of no confidence in Overseer Vex. These allegations must be investigated." Many council members shouted agreement. Others looked uncertain. "Before you vote," said Dr. Kim, "there's something else you should know." He nodded to Colonel Park, who activated a communication device. A hologram appeared showing the Earth's leaders. "We have been watching everything," said the President of Earth. "We knew our team might face unfair trials, so we prepared a backup plan." Another hologram appeared showing Earth's ships. They weren't as advanced as Council ships, but there were many of them. "Using the data our team sent back, we've upgraded our defense systems," continued the President. "We don't want conflict, but we will not accept being treated as second class." The Council chamber was silent with shock. No new species had ever challenged the Council this way. Su Min stepped forward. "We don't want threats or violence. Earth believes in cooperation. That's why we're proposing a new path forward." She revealed a plan for Council reform, equal representation for all species, shared technology development, and an end to the Elder Circle's power. "Other species have been waiting for someone to stand up to the Elder Circle," she said. "We can build a better galaxy together." Krun, the Meridian leader, moved his large body forward. "Meridians support this plan. Too long have we accepted limits on our development." Other representatives began to speak up, species that had been quiet for centuries. They too had faced rigged trials and restrictions. Vex saw his power slipping away. "The Elder Circle will never accept this. We have controlled the Council for 10,000 years. And that's exactly the problem," said Krell. "The galaxy has changed. The Council must change too." A vote was called. One by one, Council members made their choice. Many were still afraid of the Elder Circle, but more were ready for change. When the voting finished, the result was clear. Vex was removed as overseer, and an investigation into the Elder Circle would begin. Dr. Kim looked at his team with pride. "When the Council challenged Earth, they never expected us to challenge the entire galactic order." "Their biggest mistake," agreed Colonel Park, "was underestimating human determination." As the Council chamber reorganized itself, representatives from dozen worlds approached the human team. They wanted to talk about Earth's vision for a new galactic future. 3 months after the trials ended, the Great Council chamber looked very different. The high platform where the Elder Circle once sat was gone. Now all seats were arranged in equal circles. Representatives from 112 worlds sat together, including Earth. Dr. Kim stood at the center, addressing the new council. Beside him stood Krell, who had been chosen as temporary leader during the transition. "Today we begin a new chapter in galactic history," said Dr. Kim. "Earth didn't come here seeking power. We only wanted fair treatment. But what we found was a system that needed change." The investigation had revealed shocking truths. For thousands of years, the Elder Circle had controlled which species could advance. They had hidden technologies, rigged trials, and kept many worlds dependent on the Council. "The old Council feared what they didn't understand," continued Dr. Kim. "They saw Earth's creativity and independence as threats. They didn't realize these qualities could benefit everyone." The past months had been busy. The Elder Circle members were removed from power. Vex and several others faced trial for corruption. The Xori, after initial resistance, accepted the new system once they realized they could still thrive without special advantages. Tula, who had supported the humans early on, now spoke. "We have much to learn from each other." Already, human scientists working with Meridian engineers have developed new technologies that neither could have created alone. It was true. With restrictions lifted, cooperation between species flourished. Earth shared its unique approaches to science, while learning from the advanced knowledge of other worlds. Su Min had become Earth's official representative to the Council. She stood up to speak. "Earth proposes a new principle for our galaxy," she said. "All species have something valuable to offer. Our differences make us stronger together." Many representatives nodded in agreement. Even former enemies were finding common ground. Dr. Wu Bin and Ta Jin had stayed on the Council station, working with scientists from 20 different worlds. They had already created a new communication system that allowed instant contact across the galaxy. Colonel Park had returned to Earth to help prepare for the changes coming. Earth was receiving visitors from other worlds, and humans were beginning to travel to friendly planets. After the meeting, Krun the Meridian approached Dr. Kim. "Humans proved we were all wrong about you," he said in his deep voice. "When the Council challenged Earth, they made their biggest mistake." "Sometimes mistakes lead to better outcomes," replied Dr. Kim. "The old Council tried to keep us down, but instead, they united us all." Later that day, Dr. Kim stood at a viewing window, looking out at the stars. Krell joined him. "What do you think the future holds?" asked Krell. "More challenges, certainly," said Dr. Kim. "Change is never easy. The Elder Circle still has supporters who want the old ways back, but also great opportunities," added Krell. "Already, trade has increased between worlds. Knowledge is being shared freely. The galaxy feels alive again." Dr. Kim smiled. "On Earth, we have a saying. The stars are not just to look at, but to reach for." "A good saying," replied Krell. "Your species brings new perspectives we needed." As they talked, ships from different worlds moved past the window. Among them was Earth's first official diplomatic vessel, named Unity. It was heading to the Meridian homeworld on a mission of friendship. 6 months ago, the Council thought they were testing Earth to see if we deserved a place in the galaxy, said Dr. Kim. They never imagined we would help create a new galactic order instead. Their challenge became their downfall, agreed Krell. Dr. Kim watched Earth's ship move toward the stars. And our greatest opportunity. Across the galaxy, worlds that had been held back for centuries were waking up. A new era had begun. And it all started because the Galactic Council had made one big mistake. They challenged Earth.